to this training. This is day one. I gave a detailed introduction earlier today, and I'm starting this training this evening. Well, my home is a bit noisy, so please pardon me in advance in case you hear any noise. I'm home and I love my home and I like the kind of noise in my house. So welcome to this training session. And in this training session, we'll be talking about these three things: making a decision on what type of poultry to start: broilers, layers, or cockerels. I'm including cockerels in this training because recently I've seen people keeping cockerels a lot, and I think it's just wise we talk about them, even though they are not different from layers. Just the difference is that they are male version of layers, but we'll still talk about them. So, which of these three type of birds should we keep? First of all, let's define what they are. Broilers. We have all seen broilers. These fat, chubby ones. Most of them are white. Why do they call them broilers? And why do they grow fast like that? These birds were genetically modified to grow fast. I heard of birds. I heard of a breed of layers that can a breed of broilers that can be ready for market by 4 weeks. I've seen 5 weeks and I've seen 6 weeks. So these birds have been genetically modified to reach market size early. They are mainly for food, for meat, nothing else. They don't lay eggs, commercial eggs. No, they are mainly for food, for meat. Then we have layers. Layers are layers are birds that are genetically modified to lay eggs. Yes, in my last video that I uploaded, I talked about this. I'm just emphasizing these birds. Uh, these birds can lay up to 300 to 350 eggs in a year. Then we have cockerels, which are just cocks, the male version of layers. They are bred together. They are the In the hatchery. After hatching, they are sorted out. Usually the males are destroyed, are disposed. But recently we've seen that the cockerels are being sold. Currently, cockerels are selling for about 200 naira here in just, if you check Zatec, you see that they're 200 naira. But the layers are going for as much as 3,000 naira. Yes, people keep cockerels also, and they are good meat. And then let me join cockerels and noelas. Noelas are a hybrid between our local birds, Nigerian local fowl, and layers. So they are dual purpose. They can be used as layers. They can be used as broilers. In fact, they are good layers. Not that they are not exceptional layers. They are not exceptional broilers. So if you want something in between, you can keep noelas. Yes. So what determines which bird you should start with? One, the space. Two, the capital. Yes. And then three, can you the stress involved. But first of all, let's talk about the space requirements. Layers can be packed in a room. In a small room, a small room can hold more layers than broilers. That's one. That means broilers need more space than layers. And secondly, um, the capital, the capital needed. I have always emphasized this. If you have small money, just start with your broilers. You keep selling, you keep selling, you keep selling, and you keep expanding your farm. If you have a good source, a chunk of money, I advise you to go for layers because they require more space, more capital because they take longer time to reach egg product to start laying egg for you to start getting money. And then when we talk about cockerels and noilers, these ones don't require much capital, but they don't actually give you much at once. Cockerels and noilers can reach up to 6 months before you can consume them. And let me tell you that since cockerels are all cocks, you cannot get egg from them. You can only eat as meat. But they actually make good source of meat. Some people are not buying broilers; they are going for cockerels and for noilers because they have this tough, this local chicken vibe. You understand? So people are going for cockerels and people are going for noilers. And because cockerels are cheap, people are keeping cockerels right now. So it's a good business if you want to go into. That's for finance. The money required for these businesses. If you have small money, just go for cockerels and noilers or broilers. Broilers because they are short term. You can feed them for 6 weeks and you can sell them and get your money back. Cockerels and noilers because they don't require much feed. They don't require much capital to purchase the day old. Yes, so you can go with that. The next thing you have to do is you have to check is your experience. If you're just starting poultry, fresh, just go for your noelas and cockerels. They are more hardy. If you are keeping broiler, you need uh you need to be on your A game because during brooding alone you can lose a large number because they are very fragile. Yes, so take note of this and do not risk too much on broilers. That is the three. So let's go down the line. Which one is more profitable? Which one is more profitable? The one that is all of them are profitable. Now this is how these businesses work. Uh, if you want to keep layers, just make sure you have people that are ready to pick your beds. If you want to keep broilers, just make sure you have a restaurant and people festive events that are ready to buy your beds. And this is how you do cockerel business. You can buy cockerels and keep them on open cockerels and noelas and keep them on uh, extensive system. You can rear them extensively. That means you feed them in the morning, they go and play and come back, especially in places where, let's say, villages and rural areas, you can keep large quantities of noelas and cockerels. And also, even if you want to keep them in a large hall, they are even cheaper to raise. Yes, because you can provide feed that is about 15 to 17% crude protein and they will still do well. They will grow well for you. But it will take about 6 to 7 months to reach market size. But when they reach market size, they are priced around between 15 and 20,000 naira. So that is good market. Also, if you have um, small amount of money, you can keep 50 broilers. Make sure you have people that are ready to pick it. This is how you do. You advertise your broilers before you even start. Immediately you start looking for buyers. Let people pre-order. And people pre-order. Don't think it's not possible. People pre-order these birds. So you make sure the birds are ready for the birds are sold even before they reach 6 weeks. You can meet restaurants, hotels, and you supply to them. Currently, I have an order to supply birds to cold stores. So I'm forced to keep birds. I'm expecting my brothers on Thursday. I'm just keeping 50. And out of that 50, somebody is already booking 30 at 2 weeks. That's the person wants me to brood for them and then give them. So it's just because I don't have space, I cannot keep large quantity of birds. So it's important to have, if you have space you can go further. If you don't have space, that's the joy of broilers. If you have small space you can keep a few of them, but for layers, if you have small space, the business is kind of, imagine you getting 10 eggs daily. That's for personal consumption. But if you want to go for business, if you want to go into a business, you need something like 200, 300 and above. It's more lucrative. Yes. So out of all I've said, I've just emphasized the fact that layers large quantity of layers is a big man's business because the initial investment required is large. While broiler is also a big man business, but small man can do. You can just keep 10, you can keep 50, you can sell and restart again. While cockerels are a poor man business, even though a rich man can do, because their chicks are cheap and they don't eat much at once. So as you get your money daily, you can keep sustaining them, keep feeding them. That is it. So you decide which do you want, which type of bird do you want to keep, broilers, layers, cockerels, or noelas. Yes. For me, if I am to go for an ideal farm, I'll go for a layer farm. Why? Because I will. feed them daily, and get my money daily when they start producing eggs. And because I have experience in poultry production, and because I have few layers that are actually giving me eggs daily, and because I've consulted for many farms that keep layers and they are enjoying the benefit of the dividends of their labor. So I have this client that have 2,000 birds. 2,000 birds. He invested about 18 million naira in this business. But what because 1,000 points of lay was 1,000 was 8 million. So let's about 18 million, because we had to rent the house, we had to buy feed for the starting for during the early stages, because they don't just start laying. They have to eat and eat a certain age before they start laying. So we had to buy feed, we bought equipment and co. And so it cost us about 2 million naira. So I'm adding 2 million to the 16 million naira. But this person is getting about 2 million naira on 1,000 beds. Yes, 2 million naira on 1,000 beds every month. We're talking about the eggs here. Yes, eggs bring money. Their litter bring money. So when you combine everything, it's about 2 million naira every month, which is massive. Why? Because the cost of egg right now is expensive. Egg is about 6,000 naira per crate, to about 250 naira per egg, one egg. While you can sell the manual. Manual goes for between 15 and 20,000 naira per bag. And 2,000 birds produce about 30 bags, 30 sacks of manure. So when you sell it between 15 and 20,000 naira every month, you see the income. So that would be my ideal farm. I would prefer to go for layers over broilers and over noilers. That's an ideal farm for me, and that's because of my experience, and I can brood birds. And in subsequently, we are going to tackle all the issues that is needed, that you need to know, what you need to know, and the challenges in poultry farm. So you won't have any excuse uh, not to start a poultry farm. And why do you need to start a poultry farm in 2026? One, more people are becoming richer. That means more people are eating meat. In Nigeria alone, there are more than 200 million people. That means 200 million mouths to feed daily with protein, either in form of egg or in form of meat. So whatever you do, if you have 200, 200 million, a population of 200 million, Nigeria cannot feed itself. We import eggs, we import meat into Nigeria. If we say there's no, if we say we will not import these things, our country cannot sustain it. Our production cannot sustain it. That is a gap for you to fill. Yes, that is a gap for you to fill. If you cannot fill with 1,000 beds, you can fill with 10,000, with 100 beds. So I advise you to start a poultry. And then currently, cost of feed has dropped significantly. As of last year, March, like this, we're buying layer feed at 17,000 naira per bag. Currently, it's about 12,000 naira. So you see the difference. And also, you can manufacture your feed. That is one area I'm going to cover in this training. You can formulate your feed. Yes, because raw materials are cheap. A mudu of maize currently is about 350 naira to 450 naira. Very cheap. That means um, 100 mudu will be about 335,000 naira to 40,000 naira. Do you see? Very, 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 very cheap. So very affordable. So I advise you to start a poultry farm. It is lucrative, it is easy with my training, and you can always ask questions. Yes. Please, if you have a question, just type it in this video, just type it in the comment section, and I'll be ready to answer you. By tomorrow, we should be able to cover housing. Very important. Where should you raise your broilers? Where should you raise your layers? Which type of house do they need? Where should you locate your house? How should you construct your poultry house? Why these things are very important? What temperature should you, where which what temperature should you maintain in your poultry houses? By tomorrow, we're going to talk about these things extensively. But today, we've tried to choose between broilers or layers, or broilers and cockerels. Which one do you prefer? You can go over the video again and check and answer this question, because this question will ensure that your poultry farm is successful and will give you money. Because if you keep broilers where people are looking for meat, then you will not sell more, you will not sell eggs. But if you keep layers where people are looking for eggs, you definitely are going to sell eggs. Yes. And if you keep layers where people are looking for meat, you're not going to sell egg. So we have to choose the right, make the right decision. And imagine you keep 100 broilers and you have only 100,000 naira. It's not going to happen. It's just enough to buy the chicks. So it helps you to cut your cut according to your size. According to your size. Yes, this is just an introduction, and I hope to see you tomorrow by 7 o'clock p.m. Same time, the same channel. So if this is your first time watching this video, I would like you to like it, share it, and then uh, share it with your friend. Leave a comment in the section. Whatever questions you have, please include them in the comment section, and I will respond to them promptly. Yes, and you can also go to the channel and see other videos I have. There are many other videos, and this live is going to be for 70 days. Whatever the cost, whatever, even if there's no light, I'll try my best and make sure there's light in this. I'll make sure there's light so that we can um, have this life, because I've been prolonging this series. But I noticed that the more I prolong, the more people ask questions. People call, chat, visit every day, and they have similar questions. So why not address the questions once and for all, so that I can easily refer people to these videos. So this is also a way of documenting videos for people that need to watch. So if you find this video if you find this video interesting, leave me a like, encourage me with likes and comments, so that I can see you in the next video. Thank you very much and have a beautiful evening. Thank you.